There are several biomass fuels that have gained attention because of rising fossil fuel prices. One of these fuels is wood pellets. Wood pellets are a cost-effective heating fuel with several advantages over other types. Over the last few years, the demand for pellet heating has increased in Europe and North America, and a sizable industry is emerging. Below the Grid Energy of Elkton, Maryland, visited Great American Pellets pellet mill in Palmerton, Pennsylvania, to get a better understanding of how pellets are made. First, whole wood logs are picked up by a grapple and fed into a trough. The heads spin the log and rip the bark from the tree. The unneeded bark is then sold to a mulch manufacturer. Once the log is debarked, the log is then fed into a chipper. Believe it or not, the log is chipped in just a few seconds. The chips are then blown into a walking floor. The walking floor stores the chips and feeds them into the process at the required rate. The chips are transferred to a conveyor belt. A magnet is used to remove any metal objects from the chips. The conveyor belt will carry the material and drop it into the hammer mill. The hammer mill will cut the chips from 2-inch to 1/4 inch size. This process will ensure that each particle size is the same before drying. The chips come out of the hammer mill into the screw conveyor. The screw conveyor transfers the chips to the dryer at the same rate as transferred before. Next, the chips travel the length of the dryer 3 times. The dryer is 30 feet in length. The dryer removes water from the green wood chips, so the material leaving the dryer is uniform with 12% moisture content. If anything should come out of the dryer with a spark, this could be a potential for disaster. A spark detector and extinguishing system is used to prevent sparks from coming out of the dryer. Then the dry material and wet air goes through a cyclone to separate air from material. The air goes into a separate pipe and is blown through a fan and exhausted through a stack. The chips are then dropped into another hammer mill to be broken into smaller, wood chip size pieces. Then the material is rocked into a conditioner. The raw material is dropped into the front of the pellet mill and forced through holes in the middle of the pellet mill that form the wood pellet's cylinder shape. A computer regulates this process. An operator watches over the computer controls to ensure that each system functions properly. The pellets are transferred from the pellet mill to the screener. During the transfer, the pellets are cooled from 200 degrees to 90 degrees. This is regulated by another computer control. The screener separates the long pellets from the short ones and also collects any unwanted dust. The dust is sent to the burner to be used as fuel to power the dryer we saw earlier. The finished pellets are sent from the screener to the aspirator, which removes any dust that may have been missed previously. Next, the pellets are loaded into bags. Once the bag is full, it is weighed to ensure each bag weighs exactly 40 pounds. The bag is then moved to the loader. A robotic arm picks up the bag and loads it onto a pallet. A computer program helps the arm by giving it a predetermined location for each bag. Each pallet can hold exactly 50 bags. Once the pallet is full, the computer checks to ensure its path is clear, then turns on rollers which move the pallet to the wrapping station. The pallet is wrapped with the top sheet and film. A cutter will cut and wipe the edge to ensure the pallet is fully sealed. The pallets are loaded onto trucks and sold to distributors. The finished product is then shipped to that distributor's warehouse or showroom and sold to local and non-local customers. Be sure to visit us online at belowthegridenergy.com.